everybody, it's Christina, and today I have a new video for you guys. And today, it's been like a while since I've sat in front of the camera, or it feels like it's been a while, although it's probably been like less than a week, but it just feels so long ago. Anyway, so today I have a new video for you guys, and today I'm going to be doing my top 5 anime of all time. And guys, this is the most difficult thing I have ever constructed. I had been thinking about it for a couple weeks now, and I have just been working on this solemnly, just like I did with my top 10 anime waifus. And to be completely honest, I sat down to write down this list, and I was just like, oh my god, this is so incredibly difficult. I've seen so many anime. I've been watching anime since I was like 13. How was I supposed to just pick 5? Because my last video I did, which was really nerdy, which was my top 10 anime waifus, actually was surprisingly did well. A lot of you guys had a really positive response on the video, so I decided I would return with another video, and this time I'm going to be doing my top 5 anime. So if you have your top 5 list, you can always just leave it down in the description below. I'm really interested in finding out what you guys like. So without further ado, guys, this is my top 5 anime of all time. So coming in at number 5 is Sailor Moon, and I know a lot of you are going to say, Christina, you have committed the ultimate Moonie sin, and that is putting Sailor Moon at number 5. Like, I constantly rave that Sailor Moon is my favorite anime of all time, but that is simply not true. So although I rave a lot that Sailor Moon is my top favorite anime, that's simply not true. I love Sailor Moon because it gives me such a nostalgic feel, and it's like the childhood anime of my life. Sailor Moon I was literally raised on, and I have so many reasons to love Sailor Moon, and to this day I still think the original 90s anime is the best out of all of them. Like, sorry. Although I was raised watching Sailor Moon, when I was reading through this list, I realized that it's really not my favorite anime ever. But, however, Sailor Moon is different in a way that I think it's such an introductory anime for so many girls, and I felt almost wrong not putting it in this list because it is one of my top favorite animes ever. It's a huge part of who I am, and I relate to Serena on a personal level. So, if you guys have not seen Sailor Moon, then I recommend you watch it. It's going to be such a good time well spent. Coming in at number 4, number 4 is Black Butler, and I am obsessed with this show. I really love it. I have a t-shirt, I'm cosplaying Seal, Phantom Wife, and just my life is Black Butler. But this is coming in at number 4 because it's a really well constructed anime. The second season is not even based off the manga, it's just kind of like something they created. And to be honest, the second season kind of disappoints me a bit because the original ending was so freaking beautiful that the second anime you're just kind of like, aw, kind of leaves you feeling like, oh, I feel really bad, and the first ending kind of made you feel really good. So in terms of that, it's kind of like teetering, but in general the anime is very well developed. Characters are amazing. I really love all the characters. I think they're very particular, and in general this anime I find is really different. At this time when I first started watching the show, I actually dropped it. I watched about 2 episodes in, and I dropped the series because I was so terrified and unsure what I was watching at the time. I had gone from watching magical girl animes and slice of life comedies to pretty much being recommended Satan's form of enjoyment. But this show is just so freaking funny, and the characters are all amazing. Each of them's personalities are really well developed, and you definitely feel for them. I cried a couple times, I think, and in general the anime is just really, really good. Coming in at number 3 is Kamisama Kiss, and this is a slice of life comedy romance anime, and to be honest, I'm not a romance movie TV show person. Romance movies in real life, I hate American romance movies. They're so over stylized and things like that. It's just disgusting. I don't like them. There's such fake expectations of romance and things like that. And I mean, not to say anime isn't, but I think there's more to it. It's not just general. I think there's more adventure about it, and at least in this anime, she's a goddess, and he is her yokai. So that's it. There's 10 million times more reason to watch this instead of that. Kamisama Kiss is based around the story of a girl called Nanami, and she is essentially blessed with the god shrine's permission to become the god of his shrine. He essentially abandons his shrine for about 20 years, and then he finds her homeless on the side of a park bench, and he pretty much gives her the gifts of the god. So now she's the shrine god, so she ends up going to the shrine after being recommended from him. And she ends up meeting her familiar. He's not actually her familiar right away. She ends up having to seal the familiar contract with a kiss. So that's why it's called Kamisama Kiss, which essentially translates to God Kiss. So as you see throughout the anime, it's essentially their relationship beginning to develop and things like that. And it shows you the reality of relationships, I think, a little bit more, and having a crush on a person. Funny and romantic at the same time. There's so much slapstick comedy in this anime. Highly recommended to anyone who enjoys romance anime and wants a good laugh. Coming in at number 2 is Madoka Magica, and I struggled with actually putting this in first place, and then I kind of like moved things around. Because Madoka Magica is a very interesting anime. It's going to flip your thoughts on the magical girl anime category. And at first it starts off like your typical like girly anime. But about episode 3, that's when it starts going downhill. And that's when literally everything you ever thought you knew about magical girl anime literally gets crushed under your feet. This anime is one of those animes like Attack on Titan, Sword Art Online. It's gonna make you rip out your heart and eat it, because there is so much feels that it's unbearable. I don't think I could watch this anime again because of how hard it hits you, but at the same time I kind of want to watch it again because of all the feels. I think if I watch it a second time I will cry harder, because more towards the end of the season you actually understand the perspective of the entire rest of the show. And I'm pretty sure if I watched it again, I would see it through that perspective and I'd cry even harder than I already did. And coming in at number 1 is Akatuski No Yona, and I absolutely love this anime. It's my favorite anime of all times, definitely hands down. That's why Sailor Moon is not my favorite anime. Yona the Dawn is such a good anime. Every time I watch Crunchyroll, because that's where I watch my anime from, they always sometimes play an advertisement for Yona of the Dawn, because that's the English version for it. And every time I see the advertisement, I get teary-eyed and I get shivers, and I just kind of get the feels, because just seeing the advertisement for it is so amazing. The show is incredible. The artwork's literally perfection. The characters are like, I keep saying amazing, but it's literally amazing. The characters are all well developed. Everything is literally the way it should be. And to top it all off, to tick off all the boxes, it's about 98-99% accurate to the anime. They cut out a couple scenes from the manga, but it's totally fine. So I am generally extremely pleased with this anime, and I have been waiting eagerly for the announcement of season 2 for about 6 months, or whenever the anime actually aired. I watched it as it aired. So what? It came out last fall. I've been waiting a year for the announcement for season 2, and I'm getting very, very impatient about it. So if you have not seen Akatuski No Yona, what are you doing with your life? No, I'm just kidding. But honestly, go watch it. If there's any show you want to watch out of my list, I highly recommend you go see Akatuski No Yona, because it's my favorite. And the more people who watch it and the more people who read the manga have a better chance of getting a season 2. So help a sister out and go watch the show. Now, a quick few honorable mentions, because there's so many anime I've watched and I love that I couldn't even fit them all on the list. First honorable mention is It's a Wrong to Try and Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon. I just recently finished this show and I thought it was really well done. It's like Sword Art Online, but I think it's a little better than Sword Art Online. It has more character development, and I think the main character isn't as perfect as Kirito, so it kind of works out in that way. I really love Sword Art Online, but I think Is It Wrong to Try and Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon tops that a little bit. My second honorable mention is No Game No Life. I watched this anime a while back and I really, really liked it. Yes, I also watched this when it was airing. So I really liked this anime. I thought it was really cute. Shiryu Shiryu was actually my top waifu in my waifu video. And just in general, I thought the characters were all really cute, and I'm really, really in love with the show. It's a great plot. I'm waiting for a season 2, just like everything else. Another honorable mention is Fruit Basket. I watched this show way back when, kind of one of my first animes I ever watched. And it wasn't the first anime I ever watched, but it was the first manga I ever saw. I didn't read it, but it was the first manga I actually ever laid eyes on. And I remember that moment. I was in a bookstore and I was kind of like, Fruit Basket, what's this? And I didn't pick it up because I thought it was going to be like a girly anime. I thought it was going to be a girly manga. So I didn't pick it up, which I really regret because now I can't find it. But yeah, just hearing like the theme song just kind of gives me feels. It's really, really short, but it just kind of gives you like a warm, bubbly feeling on the inside, like very warm, like you've had a good cup of tea. That's what I feel like when I hear the Fruits Basket theme. And my last honorable mention is Ouran High School Host Club. This was a hysterical show, and honestly, I'm kind of sad I didn't get to fit it into my list, but there's only so many animes I can actually include, so I wanted to make sure I left room for different genres of animes, so this didn't make it in the list, but I really, really enjoyed the show. Definitely highly recommend it. So that's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the little subscribe button down below, or it'll be floating on the screen somewhere. In honor of doing another anime related video, I'm wearing my contact lenses, which are actually from Pinky Paradise. They are the Geo Gray Rainbow Blue lenses, I believe, and they are 14.8 millimeters in diameter. So if you guys are really interested in that, I think I'll link them down below. So yeah, I will see you guys next week for another video.